Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, June 26th. This is Gina McGuire. Today we are expecting the record heat to continue with temperatures increasing as we move through the weekend and into early next week with widespread record-breaking temperatures across the Great Basin. We will also start to see a return of moisture again today over parts of far western areas, mainly near and north of Lake Tahoe, and any thunderstorms today look like they will be very isolated. We also may see some isolated storms over parts of central Nevada, with thunderstorms continuing in more of an isolated fashion also over eastern Utah today. However, as we move through the weekend, thunderstorms will increase and expand north and east, with the most problematic areas expected to be western and northwest Nevada into southwest and central Idaho, as these thunderstorms will be on the drier side and fuels here are in critical condition. Also, we will continue to see this very hot temperatures, which will still further dry the fuels as we move through the weekend. Yesterday we did see isolated thunderstorms again over southern and eastern Utah, and these produced very little precipitation, and we'll likely see more of the same in these areas of Utah again today. Also, we are now displaying a new map for fire occurrence across the Great Basin. The yellow symbols indicate ongoing fire activity as reported out of WFDS as of last night, with the red symbols indicating new fires as of last night that were reported through WFDS. The largest new fire was up along the Boise district, and we also have a fire along the Arizona Strip, and still the ongoing fire, the Washington fire, along the Sierra Front. Now looking at the water vapor satellite image from this morning, the strong high pressure is already building further north along the west, which is why our temperatures will be increasing and will continue increasing through the weekend. We're also starting to see some moisture between this area of high pressure and the low off the coast now start to move into parts of Southern California and Nevada, and this moisture will continue pushing north as we move through this weekend. Today we will continue to see that record-breaking heat, especially over the northern half to two-thirds of the Great Basin, and also some lightning potential along the Sierra Front. However, today it looks like now the best potential will be near and north of Lake Tahoe and also be very isolated today. We also may see a few isolated storms over parts of central Nevada. Any storms today will likely produce very little precipitation. Down at the surface, you can see these temperatures warming to well over 100 degrees over southern Nevada and now over 100 degrees over much of western and northern Nevada and into parts of Utah. And also, the map on the right does show where the potential for these drier type thunderstorms will be today. Now as we go in through the weekend, the ridge continues to strengthen across the west, keeping those very hot temperatures. But the only difference now is moisture is continuing to stream further north over parts of the Sierra Front and into the Pacific Northwest. And again, this is where the main lightning threat will be on Saturday, will be over these western areas, with continued record-breaking heat over the rest of the northern half of the Great Basin. We also may see a few isolated storms over parts of the central Idaho mountains on Saturday, however the better day will be on Sunday. Looking at surface conditions, you can see the expanse of these well over 100-degree temperatures across much of the Great Basin, with now Boise reaching 105 on Saturday. Also, you can see the expanse of the thunderstorms over parts of northern and northwest Nevada and now into western Nevada, and continuing over central Nevada and parts of Utah and Wyoming. And these thunderstorms on Saturday will be faster moving and still be on the drier side. Therefore, we'll continue to see elevated fire potential. As we move into Sunday, more moisture continues to push north, which is why we'll see more thunderstorm activity, especially over western and northern parts of the Great Basin, now moving up into northern Nevada and southwest and central Idaho. These thunderstorms may produce some additional moisture, however will be faster moving, therefore still overall rainfall amounts will be fairly light. Looking down at the surface, again these hot temperatures continue, with thunderstorms spreading further north as we move into Idaho on Sunday. Also, as not depicted on this map, we still may see lightning activity, especially over central and northern Nevada, with greater lightning coverage and more moisture over parts of Utah. As we move into next week, the area of high pressure now starts to shift a little bit further east as the low that was off the west coast now starts to move inland over the Pacific Northwest. This may bring some drying and lower relative humidities to parts of northwest Nevada on Monday, and this will be monitored, as if we have any starts, they may grow further on Monday with the drier weather moving in. This will also push thunderstorms a little bit further east, with the main focus being over Idaho and northern and parts of central Nevada, which is where we are continuing to highlight the risk for lightning. Even though moisture will be increasing as that low moves onshore, this will allow thunderstorms to continue moving more rapidly. Thunderstorms will continue further east and south, but will have a little bit more moisture. As we move into Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to see more moisture spread across the Great Basin, and although we'll continue to see thunderstorms with likely greater coverage, we'll likely see a better chance of rainfall, especially as we move towards the middle of the week. Now looking at the forecast areas of precipitation, The map on the left shows the precipitation expected through early Sunday, so you can see not a lot of overall precipitation expected in the Great Basin as these storms will be on the drier side. However, as we move through Monday into the middle of next week, you can start to see a little bit more likelihood of some areas of wetting rains. As we look at the fuel conditions, ERCs are increasing rapidly, and you can see that from the charts on the right. Some areas are now even approaching the 80th percentile. Live fuel moisture for sagebrush has been decreasing more significantly to now near or below normal across the Great Basin. However, pinyon, juniper, and pine are still well below normal in most of the mid to upper level elevations. Looking at the extended outlook, we're still looking for above normal temperatures to continue, with now wetter conditions mainly across the eastern half of the Great Basin as we go into the first week in July. That concludes the briefing for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.